Welcome to the show.
Do 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 do
Wonder Woman's gonna say Apple's got new products there coming, and Qatar is intro. Seinfeld doesn't know how to hug people. Kesha's coming for him. Seinfeld and
Hello, welcome to Trend Settings episode 45. We're halfway through the 40s. We're about to hit our midlife crisis and buy a convertible. Maybe not. We got 5 topics this week. We are group settings. This is Trend Settings. We had a live audience, but we lost them already.
They left.
Lasted about 5 seconds. They'll probably come back halfway through, so if you hear a bunch of sound, that's what that is. I'm Ali.
I'm Ye Chan.
I'm a Chris.
I'm Jono.
Welcome to Trend Settings episode 45. We hope you've been treated nicely today. If not, we're here to help you. We're here to soothe you with news. Not all of it's too pleasant, but it sure is informative and discussion that we're going to talk about that's super heavy, super meaty, and super fun. We bounce around a lot.
Love
Now,
meat.
we have 5 topics this week. Big surprise. First one, Wonder Woman. What's all the hype about?
Wonder Woman.
Number 2, the Philippines' ongoing crisis.
Wow.
Number
ongoing.
3, WWDC,
Like,
which
we've already
stands
done
for
the story.
Worldwide Developers Conference. For Apple.
Oh, is that what it's...
What would do?
That is what it stands for, right?
Yes.
Number 4, Qatar had a divorce from the rest of the Middle East. Number 5, Margaret's court names court is... Frick. Number 5, Margaret Court's court name changed.
Court.
Margaret Court had a name change.
There's a comma in there somewhere, but
Tennis
not
court.
really. It's just in Google Maps. What?
What? Google.
Now,
At it again.
Trend Settings 45. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. I went to the movies. Watched Wonder Woman.
Shivers.
Wow, that was the shortest
I've seen
intro to
it.
a movie you've ever given.
That story didn't start when you were 12 years
No,
old.
well, I can't tell you the whole story. It's secret.
Oh,
Secret,
It's
huh?
confidential.
right.
So,
How did you feel about Wonder Woman before going into this?
my expectations were
No, as a character. Not for the
oh
movie, just as a character.
pretty nothing towards Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
To be honest, like not a big fan. Not really into her.
Wow.
I don't know. Like I'm not sure. I just don't get it. You know.
Does that
She's weird.
correlate to your hatred of women?
Possibly. Like I am a man.
She's kind of a cowboy, right? She's got a lasso.
She has a lasso.
She's like kind of dressed like the classic comic book characters,
She
dressed
got-
as like a showgirl kind of thing.
She's got boots.
Don't forget, in this iteration, she's Israeli as well.
Well,
Yep.
the actor, yeah.
Which
Well,
I
the
didn't.
actress is, yeah.
No, wait. Hear me out. I'm going somewhere with this. I didn't realize this till after, which I guess I just don't notice weird accents. But get this. Gal Gadot, right? Or Gal Gadot, depending on if you're trying to be offensive or not, or if that's how you actually say it or not. She plays Wonder Woman, right?
Yes, she does.
She's from Israel, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Now, you may know her from the Fast and Furious franchises, where she sounds exactly the same as she does in this movie.
Han's girlfriend.
Which makes you think, wait a minute,
Oh.
shouldn't she be like Amazonian language or something?
Some sort of an accent.
But turns out she can't do accents. The person Gal Gadot can't do accents.
Yeah.
So they changed the whole island of Amazonia to sound like Israeli people. So all the other actresses who can actually act did the Israeli accent to match Wonder Woman's accent because she couldn't act.
Hey, when you're Wonder Woman, you match my accent.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I haven't read any Wonder Woman comics.
Who has?
Lots of people
Not
have.
many.
Heaps of people have. I don't know. Just haven't been into it. Like
Have they though?
I don't understand.
Maybe women.
I'm not really.
Most
full-
people know her from Justice League.
Yeah, heaps
Yeah.
of people have read her comics. She has
Yeah.
a lot of comics out there.
I didn't know her from Justice League. I'd never read in Wonder Woman story.
I thought she was Superman's wife.
You're mental.
she could be in some iteration, probably. She's usually more with Batman.
Yeah.
Nah, she got with Superman.
Soups.
Anyway, but I wasn't super pumped for this movie. DC hasn't done right by me so far.
Those bastards.
I know.
Wow.
But
Sure, it hasn't.
they did better. Look, this movie was better than all of their other movies.
Oh yeah.
My expectation was super low going into this movie because of their movies, such as Batman vs Superman,
Bad.
such as Man of Steel 2,
Hasn't
That was
happened
Batman versus Superman.
Man of Steel 1,
yet. Yep.
also bad.
Not that good.
Honestly, when I was
Suicide
ranking
Squad.
all of them together, I put Man of Steel as number 1.
What else is there?
Suicide Squad.
Is that part of the same?
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
One of the worst movies to come out last year.
Man of Steel is definitely better than Batman vs Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad doesn't even rate a mention.
So Wonder Woman is DC's best film so far.
It's second for
Absolutely.
me, but it's up there. Yeah.
You think Man of Steel's better than
Heaps better.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Man of Steel in ages.
I disagree.
Guys, Ali hates women.
No, wait.
You cannot underestimate it.
Let me give
His
you
hatred.
my summation of this movie.
Tell us, Ali.
I love the idea of this movie. I didn't love the movie too much. So I get empowerment, and having a female superhero is super important.
I get it.
Where is this going?
Women.
But this movie is a little bit too. I don't want to say that word.
To what? To what?
Let me tell you what I loved about it first. Before I start.
All right.
Good idea.
Once she finally got to World War One, I was in. The no man's land scene was bloody impeccable.
I thought it was World War II. Is it one?
Are you
One.
high?
Where are you?
Did you see any swastikas?
Was it Hitler?
It was like
There was
It
no
not
Nazis.
Hitler. There was
Oh,
no
it
was
Hitler.
like
Who was
1910.
Hitler?
The bad guys were German.
Yeah.
Did you think the bad guy was Hitler?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know
He didn't have the moustache.
So who was
He
the bad
didn't
guy?
have
The
right
Germans.
hair colour.
The
Who was leading
the
the
guy they
Germans?
kept
Wait, are we
mentioning?
spoiling?
No, they kept.
Are we spoiling?
Yes.
No.
The World War One.
We
bad
can't really
guy
spoil the war
was
because
the
it happened.
Kaiser?
Yeah, they kept mentioning Kaiser,
And
and I thought Kaiser was Hitler.
no, the Kaiser is
Führer.
the emperor.
That's his name.
They used to have a monarchy.
Oh, he's the king.
Yeah, he's
Because Kaiser is German for king.
World War One
emperor,
history is
but yeah.
actually super interesting. It just no one ever talks about it.
There we go, guys. It's set in World War One. In case you didn't know. Well, I sure didn't.
Yeah, I didn't love anything really on Amazonia for some reason.
You mean Themyscira?
Sorry, yeah, Themyscira. Themyscira.
Yep.
Loved Chris Pine. He was great. I loved their interaction. I actually thought she was awesome. Besides the accent thing, because that didn't affect me till after. Like I thought
I
she
liked
did
her
great.
accent.
She's bloody charming. Tell you what,
She's banging.
she's smart. Wow.
Could they have picked a better
She
looking
smiles
girl?
and it's like you're nice to look at. That's like that's what my brain says
She's
to me.
charming and beautiful,
Yeah.
just like Wonder Woman should be. And Chris Pine, they had great chemistry together.
Yeah.
He was also very charming, and where she was like very optimistic and courageous. He was a bit more real, a bit more gritty. Like
Yeah.
he knew what he had to do to get the job done.
He was the audience.
Yeah.
A bit more, but still not like kind of as much as you'd think someone who's been through
No.
World War One
It was-
would be.
And a spy as well.
Everyone was relatively cheerful except for the dude who had the nightmares.
I just realized something. Did he have an American accent?
Correct.
He was
Wasn't he part of the
he was
British?
in fact American.
The Allies worked together as allies.
There was more than one country in World War One.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, for a spy, he was quite honest. Not just with the rope, but with everything.
Nah.
Yeah, they definitely had really good chemistry, and you're definitely on their side. Like you liked them.
Yeah.
That's something DC hasn't had. You don't really like any of their characters. I think I was thinking about it before. Even Superman and Man of Steel, he's kind of like, why didn't you save your dad, man? His freaking leg was stuck in it. You could have just run
Yeah,
like
so-
pretty fast.
I think
and
that's
gone it, and you
that
would
was the
have been
biggest
fine.
problem with Batman versus Superman because here's two characters that I don't care about fighting each other.
Yeah.
So I don't care who wins. Or
They're
who
both
dies.
brooding. They're both like, they're
Sad
too
about stuff.
serious,
Yeah.
too heavy. And that was the thing that most people didn't like about Man of Steel is that a classic Superman movie, like the Christopher Reeves ones, are actually like pretty happy, right? Like he saves the day. He's like Hope, but when Hope is depressed, that's like Man of Steel,
I'm depressed.
right?
Did you guys feel the stuff on Themyscira didn't look good? As in, like it looked fake,
Yeah.
and then they got to World War One, and it looked like impeccable, like the special effects. I mean,
I think the special effects all around were
Really?
subpar.
I thought they were.
once
thought they
once
were
I got
good.
to World War One, I feel like they spent like a few $1 million more on those scenes than they spent on Themyscira.
It's also probably easier to get away with dark scenes compared to a bright, shiny.
That's true.
island.
Maybe that's their secret. Maybe that's why all their movies are so friggin' dark and
'Cause
smoky.
they have no money for CGI.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
that's
that
it.
can't be true because they use it so much.
How good were the action scenes?
So we're not going to spoil it, so we can't really talk about the third act. But I hated the third act.
Me too.
I really love the middle. The middle's where this movie is. Like all the like the meaty stuff happens. She like, goes all Wonder Woman-y, and it's great. I was trying not to spoil it there.
Because up until the third act, they have a an interesting take, and in the third act, like you find it's a very interesting take on the bad guy, right? It's different, and it's interesting as commenting on society, and it's relevant, but then they kind of ruin it.
Yeah. Super dumb.
Yeah, it was just a bit sad, and like it was just really optimistic. Like, and from a DC movie, that's not something that you're expecting because everyone's usually sad and it's dark and stormy and funerals and stuff like that. But it had a great message.
Yep.
She wanted to win with love, and I loved how she was also wrong and he was right sometimes. He said, "We can't just fix everything by killing one guy." I'm like, "Yep, that's true." Like, just had some good messages.
And she, like, this isn't a spoiler, but you might consider it a spoiler. Of she like kills people.
She does.
It's awesome.
Yeah. People die in this movie.
Think about it. Like, Superman doesn't. Oh, actually, he does.
What rating was this movie?
PG, probably.
MA-15?
No
There was
way.
there was no swearing.
There was no actual stabbing.
There was no swearing
you're
or
right.
blood.
You're right.
Like, all
the
you
thing.
saw was the sword. Like, oh yeah, that's a spoiler. Anyway,
I think
it's like hitting people
that's
and
right,
they're going
yeah.
flying. It's
Yeah,
not
they don't
like
actually
stabbing
show-
them and there's no blood coming out
That's
of them. or
right,
anything
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, it would be easy.
But you do see, like, off-screen, like, the main dude pointing a gun at people's head and shooting them. So, like, you know that people are being killed,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
super real,
It's the
Yeah.
war.
which you don't see in, like, all the Marvel stuff.
Some of them.
People actually die.
You never see the bullet go in, but people kill each other all the time.
Yeah.
Now, there was so many points in this where I laughed where you shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah.
Did you guys find that? I was with Jono, so
Well,
he
I
literally
laughed
heard
'cause
me.
you laughed.
There's a part
It
where
was funny, though.
where like 3 guys die at the same time, and they all go like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, I've been shot!"
Yeah.
Like, it's so
That was
funny. Like,
terrible.
yeah. But like, look, if this is the road we have to go to get more women movies with superheroes, I'm okay with it. It's definitely a step in the right direction. I'll say that.
I think the director did say that she was inspired by the first Superman movie. The first Christopher Reeves one, which
Right.
has a much happier tone, and that kind of like bad guys being like, "Oh, I got shot," is a bit of the camp from
And it was a
superhero movies
female-
from back then.
Female director?
Female director Patty Jenkins. This is the biggest opening weekend for a female directed film ever.
Wow.
Well,
Take that, Angelina Jolie.
So
Let
this
that
movie's
sink
actually
in.
doing well compared to. Like
It's a
it was
success.
it was like a question of how long can they keep making movies that everyone hates
Correct.
and still put that much
Yeah.
money into their movies.
which, like, imagine if they actually made a bloody great movie. Like, how much people would love it. So this movie in my head is like on the high side of good.
We're getting there.
Yeah. But it's like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very inaccurate.
So settle down, guys.
Yeah.
It's not that good.
I think
Calm
it's
down.
everyone falling on the good side of, like, no one's like, it's not bad enough to be below the 5% or whatever so that you get a negative review. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's positive, it's just not like, it's not a 9 out of 10.
And I
Or
think
like
a lot.
7.
I think maybe some people feel like they have to say it's a good movie so that they're not seen as someone who hates women
I think that.
because it's such a pro.
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Yeah, great movie. Yeah, it was great. It was
I
so
think
good.
it's great for progress. The movie, like, I don't like if I had to give it maybe 6.5 out of 10. Maybe. I
Wow,
don't
that's
know.
harsh.
No, but I enjoyed it. It's good, but it's
There's-
still a superhero movie and it has lots of problems.
There's only 2 characters you care about.
Yeah,
They don't.
the rest were.
There's a lot of extra people who, like, you don't know anything about them. You don't
Yeah.
care about them. But they could have been good.
This. Hold on, I'm just thinking of this. But no, this doesn't spoil anything. I wish they developed the character of the Doctor a bit more. That was like such a missed opportunity of like
Yeah, definitely.
you actually
Oh,
connecting
right.
with her and like even like if it was a real quick backstory of her life or anything with a bit of emotion because you just looked at her and you're like I don't like you're just a weirdo I don't
I
care.
feel like she was the one who did get a lot of footage. I feel like if any other character besides Wonder Woman got a lot of time, it was her.
But she
It
wasn't-
did. It did feel like there were some deleted scenes with her though.
yeah
wasn't
that's what it
doing
felt
All
like.
the characters felt like.
Yeah.
I feel like some of your scenes have been taken out of this movie
Mm.
because we should be caring about you more than we do.
Man, I wish we could spoil this. Anyway.
It is a big step forward for
Yeah.
women directors. 'Cause when you
Yeah.
think about directors, can you name any other women directors?
Sofia Coppola?
Correct.
Angelina Jolie.
Yep.
The lady who did Zero Dark 30,
Catherine Bigelow.
the lady who did The Babadook.
What's her name?
I don't know. She's Australian. You should know.
You should know.
You're Australian too.
I can't remember. She's awesome though. She was actually like high in line to direct this movie. I think actually.
So I think the next highest movie directed by a woman is Shrek for box office.
Wow.
Shrek is directed by a woman?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Frozen. That's a man and a woman. Pitch Perfect. Kung Fu Panda. 50 Shades.
Ooh.
The Proposal.
Jeez.
And Wayne's World.
What? Wayne's World?
Wow.
Interesting.
Mike Myers, so progressive. Must be Canadian.
Did you notice any difference? Because this is a movie that was like, it's a woman. It's the main character. She's not wearing a lot of clothing.
Sorry.
The way I heard a lot of people talking about it, the fact that it wasn't shot with the male gaze perspective, which is a lot of like,
Yeah.
I guess the epitome of it would be Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah. Because, like, she was wearing something that you could have very easily made it more sexual.
Yeah.
But in every scene, you're like, nothing came off as a sexual
Yeah.
scene. Nothing was too, like, in your face.
I was at
Okay.
I was at a bus stand today, and they have the poster, and it's her, and she's kind of got her bicep showing and her arm. Like, it's not like,
Yeah.
it's like an action kind of like showing strength, but it's not like,
It's like she's deflecting the male gaze.
yeah.
No, because there's movies where you sit there like, okay, you're showing me the butt, thank you. Like,
Nice.
let's
butt.
move on.
That
Let's
being
go to
said,
the next
there's
scene.
like 30 upskirt shots in this movie. Like,
But you never
I
actually see
disagree.
anything. Like, you
yeah.
don't see a butt at all.
yeah, it's because she's wearing something under it.
There's one scene where I noticed it, and they're on Themyscira, and he, like, what's his name? Steve Trevor. He's sitting on the ground in the cave, and she just walks up to him, and she's like standing over him.
Yeah.
He just kind of looks
I
up, and he's
noticed that,
like,
yeah.
What about every time they slow-mo jump off a friggin' horse, and then suddenly you're looking up, and it's like, oh, all right.
oh, when they're on Themyscira?
Every slow-motion jump. They were
Everyone.
like, skirt in the air.
You gotta
Weird
give,
way.
gotta give us something.
Yeah.
No, but that's because they were fighting and they were doing something. It wasn't
Yeah.
just.
I
okay,
agree it wasn't sexual,
Let's just put it in there.
but
And I did like that they made a big point of like, she's dressed this way so that she can fight.
Yeah.
Not-
like, how
not
do you
because-
fight in this? When,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Not because she wants to look hot.
yeah, you need to be able to fight in a short skirt.
I think you could definitely like sense
Could
and
use a bit of armor, though.
feel
Cover your legs up.
feel that it was directed by a woman.
Yeah.
And I think it was really good, different.
You know
it
what?
was fresh. It was optimistic. It was like compassionate, and you could see these things coming through, which is new in movies.
It was
we
cool
don't see
seeing,
all the time.
It was cool seeing the homages to the first Superman movie,
Yeah.
like when she saves his life with her like thing. That's just like in the alley when Superman like catches that bullet.
Oh, yeah. I will counter your point, saying I didn't feel a gender of a director at all, and I would say that's awesome.
I think that men and women are different, and I want to see both sides of that. And I think that women have a different perspective, a different point of view, and so she's going to put that into her art. She's going to put that into her craft, and I want to see that because that's something I've never experienced.
They didn't push to feminism, which was great.
Mm.
You didn't feel like they were trying to.
That's what I mean.
You
Like,
know,
if you'd
push it
asked
down
me
your-
if a
shove it
male
down
or
your
a female
throat,
director,
yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it was awesome that the main character being a woman wasn't actually deferring to any man or like she was just like, I mean, she was naive at the start because she doesn't understand
Yeah.
the world, but she still kind of like doesn't need a guy.
Yeah.
It was just like her friendship with Steve Trevor was just like equals rather than like, it was almost like she was definitely better than him, obviously, but like stronger,
A little bit.
A little
stronger,
bit, yeah.
but like he
She's
had
a
that
god.
experience and stuff. And
He was good at spying.
yeah. He had his perspective and it was awesome, and she had hers and it was awesome, and they were just like complementing each other.
There was definitely like feminist vibes, but I think it was done really, really well.
Yeah.
And
In Batman vs Superman, when they fight Doomsday, wasn't she using the sword that got destroyed in this movie?
She probably got a different sword.
That was also like 70 years after.
Yeah, so where did it come from? Did she make another one?
Maybe
Yeah.
she just went to Themyscira again and got another
She
one.
bought another one?
I don't know. Maybe she freaking got a sword anywhere in the freaking planet.
Parkley
Yang-Chan.
Markets.
It's not hard to get a sword.
eBay?
yeah.
He also ruined the movie with that.
Oh, yes. Also, question. Does she live forever? Is that how it works?
Yes.
Man, that is
But
depressing.
why are all the Amazonians so old? Does that just mean they?
Yeah, some of them are
slowly?
aged.
You know.
Not that old. They're all middle
They're all-
aged.
yeah.
They're all the same age.
No.
No, they're not.
Claire
They
Underwood
are-
was
those
very
crow's
old.
feet do not mean.
Oh, jeez. Have you seen those wrinkles? And how long did it take her to become from a young kid to an adult?
It's not clear.
Yeah,
And
they
it
really
doesn't
don't
seem like it's
explain that much
important.
stuff.
I need answers.
But
Yeah.
the answers are all there in the comics.
The
Gotta
scene
pick
where
one
they
up.
do the backstory was pretty, but I was hoping that there would be a scene where they did a real backstory.
What do you mean?
Like, so, like, she gets the backstory. Like, this isn't a spoiler because she gets it at the start, but she gets the backstory from her mum in the form of a myth, like a story from a book. But I was kind of hoping they'd show a gritty, kind of real version of it,
Yeah.
where she would actually learn what really happened.
Like the start of Lord of the Rings.
Kinda,
yeah, it was
but
so-
like, you know, like she still had that naive picture of it, and we still don't know what
yeah.
the real story was. Like, it's just kind of hinted at.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what happened, and how did Ares freaking kill everyone? Like,
Yeah.
all the gods, and what was happening to them? There's a very vague backstory for her, even. And it's like, maybe you need a better backstory at some point. And, like, actual real scenes would have been cool, but it would have been hard to fit it in, I guess. They already cut out a lot of stuff, so I guess maybe they just didn't have time.
Probably. And if she had a fight with Thor, who would win?
We're all saying we'd want more of stuff, and I don't know what you would cut out from what was there to put it in.
Was it long? How long was the movie?
I'd do exactly what you just said. Stop asking questions that are going against what he's saying. For goodness sake. You got one more question, all right? You better make it a diamond one.
Dang it.
Yeah, not yet. You have. Okay, Jono. So back to what you were saying. Now I freaking forgot. You made me lose my train. I had something so awesome. No, I think
What
you were,
would you-
I think
you
you were
wouldn't
right
cut out
about the
anything.
story thing in that they set up like a dumb thing when they could have just told the story.
Yeah. It like, learning it that
was
way
like
matched,
mystery.
it matched her level, so we could have grown with her as
Yeah.
she learned something more, because that's how, like, she goes through this growth, like, arc, which they did really well. She comes out, like, wiser, and, like, you kind of get it, but she still held on to her beliefs. But it would have been nice to know what really happened from her, like, adult perspective.
Yeah.
Sounds like a whole nother movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or maybe
probably.
even like a flashback. Like, it could even be brief and still establish, like, oh, it wasn't as, like, nice as it seemed, or it wasn't as, like, obvious as her mum
Wasn't
made it.
nice. All the gods died.
Yeah, but it's still like, it was like a storybook.
It was like a fairy tale.
Yeah,
She was a little girl.
exactly.
Alright,
That's why you want
that's
to
the
have
point.
That's what my. That's my
Okay,
point.
one last
She
question.
grew up.
Any
We
more
should have
really
figured out what
distracting
happened.
questions?
Yes, one last question. Will Marvel make a a movie that the main character is a woman?
Miss Marvel coming soon. Brie
Yeah.
Larson is the
Awesome. Who?
Brie Larson.
Oh, no way. She's awesome.
Okay, next topic. This one's super
Alison
serious.
Brie.
Alison Brie.